Coach Cardoza, Coach Wade, Coach Will, and Coach Sam, they just literally put me in a position to be better every day.
She gets better every day, and now Mia Davis is just one day away from becoming Temple's all-time scoring leader. OwlAccess Pass is back, and it all starts right now. Hello, Owl fans, and welcome into a brand new edition of OwlAccess Pass. I'm Lindsey Moppert. Let's kick things off with the men's basketball team and a conference rival who snapped their 4-game win streak. SMU took over in a tight game against the Owls on Saturday night, making it 13 straight home wins. The Mustangs held the lead for most of the first half, but Temple wasn't far behind. The Owls were only trailing by 3 points heading into the half, but right out of the gate into the second, SMU came out firing with 7 straight points. But then came the Owls, stealing the top spot after going on a 15-2 run. The lead was tossed around 5 more times before SMU pulled ahead with a 13-0 run of its own, and that was all for this one, with a final score of 69-61 SMU. And yet Damian Dunn was still able to lead the Owls with 16 points, and freshman Jaleel White grabbed a career high of 11 rebounds. The loss snaps Temple's 4-game win streak, and it won't get much easier with another road trip to North Carolina to take on the ECU Pirates. The last time the Owls faced ECU, Damian Dunn won the game for the Owls on a buzzer beater.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. And really at this time of year is managing their minds and managing their bodies and making sure they're still doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom, but also preparing for these basketball games that we have coming up. And so we want to keep the focus on ECU and you know, play that game first, and then we'll deal with the next game when it comes.
Very exciting to go back home and play in front of the home team, but you know, as far as my mentality is nothing has changed.
And as the Owls look to get back in the win column Wednesday night, we will have special coverage from one of our very own. That's right, Courts and Sessions' Ray Dunn is hitting the road and heading to Greenville, North Carolina for a Temple versus East Carolina matchup. Look for his reports throughout the week, starting on Wednesday. And now for women's basketball. It was a rough weekend on the road for the Owls. Starting in Memphis, it was neck and neck until the Tigers took a double-digit lead in the second. Then, late in the fourth, the Owls were in front by 2 points with just under 3 minutes left. Unfortunately for Temple, the Tigers sealed the game with 2 3-pointers, and Memphis takes this one 64-61. And now for their Monday matchup against UCF. The Owls were hot from the start, putting up 24 points in the first quarter. From there, it was a back-and-forth affair for the Owls and the Knights. But in the fourth, UCF went on a 15-2 run to take control of the game. And the Knights win 64-55. But these losses didn't stop Davis from scoring a combined 44 points, leaving her just 5 points away from breaking a program record.
The first people who have put me in position for this like record breaking and just everything is literally the coaches. Coach Cardoza, Coach Wade, Coach Will, and Coach Sam. They just literally put me in a position to be better every day, harp on me when I'm not doing things right, and just wanting me to be better, you know? Like, I don't think I'm a big stat person like to go and check for stuff. Maybe if I turn the ball over a lot, I would want to know how many times I turn the ball over so I can be better next game. But yeah, I'm not really big on going and check. Like, I literally find these out when somebody informed me or the Temple's Women Basketball page posts.
And Davis may just break this program record Wednesday night while the women face Wichita State at 7 o'clock in McGonigal Hall. The game will be aired on ESPN Plus and is being promoted as National Women in Sports Day. But hold on, we're not done with Davis just yet. It's now time for a fun segment I like to call Lindsey's Locks. The first question I'm going to answer, is Mia Davis really ready for the WNBA? This was by far the easiest of my locks this week. Absolutely! Mia Davis is currently 5 points away from breaking a program record in scoring, and game after game, she's showing growth, and she's definitely never been complacent. Coach Cardoza has mentioned how she's very coachable, which is an important quality to have at that next level. If she's not ready, I don't know who is. Here we go, question 2. Will the men's basketball team survive the month of February over 500? 8 games in the month, and the Owls currently sit at 11-7 overall and 4-3 in the American. Because this team has had a lot of close wins and losses over the past few weeks, it can be hard to say what will happen when they meet up with these conference rivals again. But I'm choosing to lock this one in. These young guys have been on quite the hot streak, and I think there's a lot of great chemistry out on the court. And our last lock or no lock of today's show, who is currently the best Temple team on campus? Fencing usually takes the top spot here, but there's something special about this young lacrosse team. They were recently ranked 22nd in a national preseason poll, which is a huge step from previous years. I see a lot of potential there, and that's why I have to lock them in. And by the way, the Temple cheerleaders are actually 2nd in the nation, but I'll stop there. The gymnastics team isn't too shabby either. Over the weekend, the women beat the Long Island Sharks by nearly 2 points for their 2nd overall meet victory of the season. The Star sisters of Sarah and Hannah Stallings led the vault, while grad student Tori Edwards tied the season high on floor. And on beam, 4 of the 6 Owls earned a score of a 9.8, and Temple will be back in action this Friday when they travel to Towson to compete in a tri-meet. And now it's time to introduce a new segment for today's show called Diamond Plays. In the next minute, I will look back and highlight what I think were the best 3 plays made on any Temple squad in the month of January. First up, who doesn't remember this one? Damian Dunn's buzzer beater bucket to win the game against East Carolina. With 9 seconds to go, Dunn drained this 25-foot three-pointer as the time expired, lifting Temple to a 78-75 win. And on top of it all, he also scored a career high of 33 points that night. What a night for Damian Dunn. Next, we have to showcase a fantastic performance on vault from both of the Stallings twins. Get used to hearing about these two because they're already making their mark as true freshmen on this team. At this meet against LIU, Sarah and Hannah both led the way with 9.850s on vault. And not to mention, it was Hannah's 4th straight meet where she picked up the all-around win. Back to the court for our last one here. Mia Davis always finding her way in and sends it into overtime in this one against South Florida. The Owls were trailing by 4 points with nearly a minute left in the 4th. But Davis put up 6 consecutive points, 2 of the 6 being that last layup shown here. Nothing too out of the ordinary from Davis though. And be sure to check out our Twitter poll question of the week. What is the best diamond play of January? A, Dunn closes out ECU, B, the Stallings twins soar against LIU, or C, Davis sends it to overtime versus USF. Follow us at OwlSportsUpdate to vote. Of course, every week here is a busy week at OwlSportsUpdate Productions, the Monday Sports Brief. I'm here on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got something new, our first episode of our brand new podcast, Owl Sports Update Off Air. Jay Rosen will host, and his first guest, Justin Miller, who heads up the Resnick Academic Center on campus. We are live at noon on Thursday with our signature show, Owl Sports Update. Max Gratzula and Emily Cochran have the desk this week. And then on Friday, courts in session with Sage Hurley and Ray Dunn. Quite the mouthful. That just about does it for this episode of OwlAccess Pass. And until next time, same place, your access is up. For the entire crew, I'm Lindsey Moppert. Have a fantastic week, everyone.